Friends, YouTube channel Knowledge Communication presents today heating of our atmosphere. See, the radiation, incoming radiation from the sun, which enters our atmosphere, is known as insolation. Means incoming of radiation is insolation, and outgoing radiation is known as terrestrial radiation. Terrestrial means earth. Terrestrial means earth. Earth and terrestrial. Terrestrial and earth are same. So first let us discuss the insolation. The insolation which comes from the sun, which enters into the atmosphere in the form of salt waves. Now the salt waves, just a part of the salt waves, that is the incoming radiation, that is the insolation, that is reflected in the atmosphere, just a part. Another part is absorbed by the atmosphere, and the rest one, the remaining portion of the incoming radiation, that is insolation, is is left for the earth, and that enters into the troposphere and then finally reaches out to the earth. So that is the insolation in the form of salt waves. Now let us move on to the terrestrial radiation. Earth absorbs the incoming radiation from the sun to some extent. What is that extent? Our earth absorbs the heat from the sun during the day, and it is supposed, the science tells us, that at night the earth starts radiating out the heat it consumed, it absorbed during the entire day. So look, it is supposed that 51 unit, we can say on the other hand that 51% of the radiated out energy by the earth, that is the terrestrial radiation, which is no doubt in the form of long waves. Out of that 51 units, 51%, just 34 units, that is 34% of the 51%, or we can say otherwise 51 units, that is reflected out, that is radiate out by the earth, by the terrestrial. The 34 units is absorbed by the water vapor and other gases. And of course, in the last turn I explained to you that water vapor is the thing which absorbs most of this energy, and rest, the minute portion, goes to the other gases. Other gases also absorb, but not as much as the water vapor. Water vapors are good. They are good absorbers, I must say, or in comparison to the other gases. Now, out of that 51%, which is radiated back by the earth, by the terrestrial, the 17 units, that is 17%, is radiated back into the atmosphere. So now the question is this: what is our problem? Actually, our problem is greenhouse effect, global warming, which take place due to the absorption of the heat in the lowest atmosphere, by the lowest atmosphere. That is the problem. That's why we are discussing these things. Now, these 34 units, which is absorbed by the water vapor, 34 units, once more, that is absorbed by the water vapor and other gases. That is the problematic portion. That causes the problem. Though, as I told you once, that the absorption of this radiated out energy by the earth, this absorbed energy is useful as well, friendly as well. because it keeps certain level of temperature, which is very necessary for the survival of the life on the earth. That means biodiversity depends upon that energy which is kept back by the water vapor and other gases. So this is not the problem. The absorption of the energy radiated out by the earth is not a problem. But what is the problem? What is the problem? That the ratio, the disbalance is the problem. Problem is not that the entire energy is not radiated out of the atmosphere. That is not the problem. Problem is that there must be balance between the radiated out and between the remaining heat. Okay, within the atmosphere just above us. So only 17% escapes into the atmosphere, means upper portions or spheres of the atmosphere, that goes out. Now this is the this figure, this is insolation, means incoming energy, incoming heat, and that is outgoing heat, that is the radiation by the earth. So this is the thing. Now one thing more, as I told you that the 51 unit of energy heat is radiated out by the terrestrial, that is the earth. And what about the 49%? What about the 49%? Means that 49% remains in the upper spheres of the atmosphere, and the upper spheres of the atmosphere take care of this energy, they manage it. So that is not a area of problem for the humanity. Okay, the area of the problematic area is this 51%. 71 minus 17%, it goes back, it goes out. Okay, then this is the 34 unit. Here the problem exists at this 34 unit out of this 51 unit. Now in the next term we will discuss the greenhouse effect and global warming at length. But before that, one thing I will discuss, I will tell you one thing, very interesting thing. You might have heard about the selective transmission. What is this selective transmission? Actually, what happens? While insolation is taking place, means incoming radiation from the sun, our atmosphere acts as a very rich, transmitter, means transmission takes place richly, affluently. But when the question of radiating out of this heat arises, then it is observed by the scientists that the atmosphere acts like a poor transmitter. So the problem of greenhouse effect, when we will discuss it, then we will again discuss this poor performance of the atmosphere when it comes to the radiating back or radiating out of the terrestrial or the earth's energy, which earth transmits at night. So in the next turn we will discuss all these things while concluding the greenhouse effect and global warming. Thank you very much. Okay, see you the next.